Hey, everybody. Welcome to the podcast for February 3rd, 2022. This week we have the Glamour Junkies, Milwaukee Burlesque Troupe. Rhea Black joins us. Hey, Rhea.
Hi, how are you?
And hopefully Theta Desad will join us too. She's having computer issues. Which, don't we all? But hopefully she joins us soon. Theta, how are you? I'm sorry, Rhea. What am I saying? Rhea.
I am doing pretty well. Just getting some more stuff, planned for the Glamour Junkies and some exciting things. Me and Theta are going to be doing a podcast, so we are working on that. So lots of things happening this year and coming up.
Yeah, that's exciting. You guys were talking to me a little bit about your podcast, and I'm looking forward to hearing that. You guys really haven't done anything because of the pandemic with the Glamour Junkies. When's the last time you guys performed something?
It's been a while. With the pandemic, it's definitely been hard, and we obviously want to keep everybody safe, especially with our families because we have some people that are more vulnerable. So I want to say it's probably been about a year and a half, 2 years since we've actually went out and performed somewhere.
Yeah, it's been difficult for every live performance. Our festival, we had to be virtual past 2 years.
Are you going to be able to just get up and do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, it's something that you don't forget. We're always putting new acts together, and coming up with different skits and things like that. We're doing a little bit of different direction, adding some more like vaudeville type of stuff. So yeah, we have a lot of stuff planned.
Very cool. Yeah, you guys performed 2 years at the festival.
Correct. Yeah.
Because we did a Halloween party too, and you guys performed there too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hopefully, maybe we'll have to talk, see if you guys want to do something for the next festival in October.
Oh yeah, that'll be fun for sure.
Yeah, that might be fun. And Burlesque, before I met you guys, I had no idea Burlesque was as big as it still is, especially in Milwaukee. Like there's a lot of burlesque troops in Milwaukee and like Racine and Kenosha.
In Wisconsin in general. I'm originally from Illinois, so when I moved up here, it'll be 8 years ago. I was actually going to a dominatrix meeting. And I met a person that had told me about a burlesque show. And I was like, oh my God, I got to see this. And I went, and that's actually how I met Theta. I saw them perform, and I saw her perform, and I went up afterwards, and I was like, you have to teach me to do this. I want to do this. And so, yeah, that was, I think, about 6 years ago now.
Hold up. What happens at a dominatrix meeting?
You learn kind of all the ins and outs of being a dom. And it's also more than that. You learn about the very important parts of BDSM, the consent, the trust, all of those things. I felt like it was more empowering, learning my skills as a woman, not only, within that BDSM relationship, but also in employment and with friends, because you're learning how to set up boundaries and telling people what you want and how you want it in a certain way without being rude or mean, unless they pay me to do that. But yeah, it was great. We had so much fun. I had a lot of fun going and meeting all sorts of different people and, just learning different types of kinks too.
Are there male dominatrix?
Yes. Those are just doms, or masters. Sorry, masters. Okay. So yeah, I mean, mainstream, you see a lot of, I would say more so the males being more of that role. And then of course the dominatrixes, of course you're seeing like where, in leather and, all of that good stuff, but it's actually more than that. You can take a dominant role in just even everyday relationships. It's just how we.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I got to go change my shorts real quick. That was really loud.
Yeah,
we heard a werewolf in the background there.
Yeah, that was my dog. But yeah, I mean, it's really how teaching you how to ask for things, and of course that excitement behind BDSM, building that relationship with your sub, of what they like, and just taking them to a different dimension. And it's not always a sexual thing. It doesn't always end in a sexual act. So
Interesting. I had no idea. So we were kind of going back and forth in DMs, and we were talking about subjects. And last week we talked about Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina candles, and we were just two dudes that didn't really know anything about vagina candles. We assumed that the candle smelled of her vagina, but apparently it doesn't. It smells of flowers and musk and woods, and what she thinks her vagina smells like. And you said you have some opinions on this, so let me hear what you think of Gwyneth Paltrow's vaginal scented candles.
No, it smells like Brad Pitt and the guy from Coldplay.
So originally, I think if I were just to stumble, hi.
Yeah, sorry, my computer decided to stop working all of a sudden tonight, and it had been working fine before. So
That's
I've
exciting.
been trying to fix it and cannot.
No, that's no problem. We just got on the subject of Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina candles. So Rhea was going to give us some insight onto what she has to say.
So I kind of feel like if I will preface this as she actually has a fantastic show on Netflix in regards to sex coaching and intimacy. And it really is fantastic. It's an excellent series, lots of information. So when I started deep diving these candles, it's ridiculous. I understand, kind of knowing that show, like, okay, I kind of get it, what you're going for. You're trying to create more intimacy with your partner in that. But, okay, well, the candle's non-toxic. I hope my vagina's non-toxic as well.
No, it's very toxic.
Candle. Right? I hope my vagina's clean because I shower. But it's
supposed to be
mouth-watering pink grapefruit. This shocked me, or like kind of surprised me, because I don't know if anybody's ever seen the pink fruit video, the grapefruit video. If you have not, I encourage you to find it on YouTube. She uses a grapefruit to enhance it, how do I want to put that? Being intimate with your partner, but with a real grapefruit.
Ugh,
and
out of all the fruits,
right? I feel like that would burn.
Citrus, yeah, that's got to burn. Molly, I can see your
Wait, so she uses the grapefruit on herself?
No, on her male partner.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the worst fruit ever. Use an apple or something.
Yeah, exactly. No, not an apple. That'd be too hard. But
an orange.
Here's the best part of this description of the vagina, or this one actually. The description I'm reading is smells like my orgasms.
Yeah.
So that has the pink grapefruit, gently stroked with ripe cassis berries, which I have no idea what that is. Neroli, but it has sparks of gunpowder tea. Now, if my orgasms smell like gunpowder, there's something wrong. And I hope my partner would tell me. That's just very odd to me. And then what
if you were Civil War role playing right before?
You got it made, I guess. But the best part of the best part of this smells like my vagina. Chris, I sent you the picture yesterday because I had to look at it a couple of times. It looks like there are petals. I see like an outline of a hand. And then I first thought, well, is this the nether region? And I really had to look because it is shaved. No, it is a gentleman's head with the candle placed on the back of his head. So I was like, that's just such an odd thing. But also the smells like my vagina is made with geranium, which I don't like that flower. And I don't really know anybody else that likes to smell that flower. So yeah, I'm not a fan of it. And then the price is ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's crazy. It's crazy. $75 for one candle.
Yeah,
I mean, I'll let you smell my vagina for $50.
There's a market for the upper middle class women of the world love.
It's called Gwyneth Paltrow has learned how to fleece these rich women by saying, this is how I live. But I mean, I don't think she does. And mostly
No.
what happened to Gwyneth after she stopped making movies? Like, this has become her life. She's essentially in a pyramid scheme or a Ponzi scheme, whatever it would be. She's like a Mary Kay seller, but with herself, and just like 10 times the price.
I have a problem with the toxic part. Aren't vaginas supposed to be very toxic to keep everything from climbing up you and infecting you? You have to have a low pH.
Yeah, I mean, it's more acidic, yes, for, property wise to keep it where it should be. But I guess I don't know. I guess I don't like, I mean, that's just a natural body thing. So I don't like for it to be like, oh, it's non-toxic. So therefore men are like, oh, well, vaginas are non-toxic then.
No, they're very toxic.
I think she's just trying to market to her crowd because her crowd wants all natural, healthy things. I mean, she has like a health conference retreat thing. So I think this is just all her marketing ploy.
But besides,
If it was non-toxic, you'd pull her panties down. It would be like a moldy petri dish. Everything just warm and wet living there.
You're overthinking it. You're just supposed to fall for the scheme.
I'm overthinking it. No,
Yeah.
I want a toxic vagina.
Gwyneth is not hurting for business. Gwyneth is not hurting for money. She's married to Brad Falchuk, who is a producer.
Yeah.
He created American Horror Story.
oh, somebody married her again?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't even know that.
One of the dudes who started American Horror Story.
But here is the most fascinating. So again, Chris sent me down this rabbit hole, and I would just like to point out a couple of things about her website. She has a section that's called Toys to Give Friends.
Oh, yeah,
One
we
of
got
them
this.
is a necklace, and it is a toy that you can wear as a necklace. So I guess when you're out on the go, you want to, feel one out, you
It's
can
about
take
this
the
big, right?
necklace. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's
then-
a vibrator.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then there are pasties that just like super plain. I think, what were they, Theta? Like $400?
I think like 110, but yeah, they were
Okay,
so pretty.
Very
They
over.
look like a gold, like something you could buy the cheap paper at an art store.
Yeah, I mean, we make pasties, and I would say I can make a set of pasties for like maybe $2 if I'm buying all the supplies new. And then there is a gold, 14 karat gold vibrator for almost $1,300.
Ooh.
I'm
Hey,
looking at-
because
I'm
your
looking at-
vagina deserves the best.
Where are these toys listed? I've got bags, shoes, jewelry, wellness. Oh, sex toys.
Yes, I took pictures in case I don't know if you can see them.
Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, actually, look at that. You probably can't see it on my camera.
I can see it.
Yeah, almost $1,300. Yes, there you
Ooh,
go.
there we go. DTF cream? What is that? I like that.
That you don't know what DTF means.
I know what it means, but what
Okay.
is it? Are those vitamins or?
Yeah, apparently we have to take vitamins to be attracted to our partners or use these vibrators.
Well, there's a date night set, $200.
Look,
Ooh.
this is one thing, Chris, kind of going back to what we were talking about earlier. One of the things in my dominatrix class that we would do is actually go to Walmart, Home Depot, and find items, everyday items that can do just, I would say, even better than the majority of the stuff that she's selling.
Why is she selling this for that much? That's insane.
Because people are buying it.
Look
man.
at the bow. The bow is $90.
What's the bow for? What is that?
Is that just for me to wear?
Is
and
it just
that's
a bow?
Or does that
Or
go?
like
Yeah,
a-
it
It goes on any garter or
it
panties.
can be on garters or panties for $90.
So it's a tiny bowl if it goes on garters or panties.
You
It's
can
kinda-
buy one of those at like a dollar store. or
Yeah,
a
but
I
I
can
don't
show
know.
you how to make one for $1 for a roll of ribbon.
Jeez, Gwyneth Paltrow's just.
It's an agent provocateur whip. Yeah, she sells designer things, so it's not all her stuff because it's supposed to be a lavish lifestyle like she leads.
Oh, there's.
And my
the
question is,
pasties.
does Gwyneth own all of these?
Yeah, this stuff is just ridiculous. There is
The
no
writing
reason
shop
to-
is agent provocateur.
Look at the ruler, $20 for a
That's
ruler.
for a a wooden ruler.
I get free rulers when I go to a county festival. I can write on that.
Wow.
Jesus, $120 for a chain? Is that solid gold? It's not solid.
I sure
gold.
hope so.
It can't be solid gold.
I've seen that price before on like my designer lingerie websites.
Yeah, I'm
Why not go to
that
Petco?
that.
Or Chewy.com and get a dog leash.
Exactly.
It would
Go
be
to the
as
dollar
pretty.
store. Well, the thing is, too, though, that people have to understand a lot of these things, you are not, if you have multiple partners or you're changing partners, you never, ever, ever want to use the same items on different people. You should always buy new items for each person that you're with. So, I mean, imagine some of these people that may live a different lifestyle. And now I gotta spend, $1,300 to buy a new vibrator for each one. That's ridiculous. Yes, Molly, I agree. Free paint stick from Home Depot. I agree. I have a new career now.
Dominatrix.
Oh, she's done that.
Yeah. She's got a
No,
$50 offer
gonna
on the
make-
table.
I'm going to make paint sticks. I'm going to steal all the free paint sticks and I'm going to paint them and sell those for $20 like Gwyneth.
Well, I think I am going to make my own candle now, like these fellas did.
I agree.
Candle.
Yeah, these Canadians know what they're doing.
I love a Canadian.
This candle costs $25 more than its vagina smelling equivalent. That's because even though it's illegal in Canada to pay women less than men, the gender pay gap smells as strong as ever. On average, women earn 75 cents for every dollar men make. It's time to burn that gender pay gap. So that's why these guys are doing that.
Now, are they like donating the money to a good cause, or are they just pocketing it all themselves, though?
I'm sure they're pocketing it.
But hey, why not?
I mean, Gwyneth is pocketing it, and she doesn't need the money. She won an Academy Award.
I'm just disappointed it doesn't have a scent profile like Gwyneth's page.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it smells like.
It's probably
isn't that how most like men's products versus women's products, or women's will be luxurious with all kind of scents, and men's is just like it's going to be in a gray package. It's going to smell like the ocean, and that's what you get because you're a man.
I have Deep Woods cologne and Deep Woods off. It's the same scent.
Yeah. You're going to smell like the woods because that's a masculine smell. We get flowers, you get wood.
Yeah. Speaking of flowers, everybody, Valentine's Day tip from Uncle Tom here. Get your girl flowers this week and say you can't wait till Valentine's Day. Then you miss the jack up the prices and your girl's happy.
I have a better tip, Tom.
What's that?
Live by a funeral home and then follow the funeral procession to the grave and then steal the really nice flowers off the graves and give them out.
Okay.
I would love that. I would love grave flowers. That show the goth girl you care by stealing grandma's flowers from her grave.
I've stolen flowers off a grave and it bit me in the ass right away. My friend Jen was really sad. So I'm like, you know what? I'll bring her some flowers. So me and Molly pulled over at a cemetery. I went and got the flowers. I ran quick in the car. And when I was holding them, a spider's nest erupted.
Okay, so shake the flowers first.
Yes.
So in my line of work, I know for a fact that if it's from an actual florist, it wouldn't have any of that in there. So that is not an actual florist. So it would have to be fresh cut, no bugs, no vermin, no nothing.
Well, unless they were sitting out there a while.
Yeah, they could have been.
True. That's true.
So, I've never taken flowers off a grave.
I would recommend it. It's kind of insult to, I would say injury, but you're already dead, so you can't be injured more, I imagine.
Get thrown away anyways. I'd rather...
You're doing the groundskeeper a favor.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one way to look at it.
There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, I know after my mom died and all the flowers and plants she got, we like donated them to like nursing homes and stuff like that to make other people happy.
There you go.
I mean, take out the sympathy card because, if you're sending them to a nursing home, those people might be like, hey, do I know something? I don't know something that you guys know. So take out the sympathy cards.
Definitely.
Well, there you go, boys. Your tip for the week, your helpful tip for the week is hit up a graveyard. Hit up your local graveyard for flowers for your girl on.
I mean, I've
Just
seen
go
3
funeral.
funeral processions just this week because I live right up the street, and so they drive past my house to avoid traffic. So there's at least 3 that have happened this week.
Yes, dumpster dive at a crematorium, and you'll find all the flowers
Oh, that's
from the
gonna
funeral home.
That's a good question for our mortician.
You could always crash a wedding too, and you could get like a nice centerpiece.
Yeah, there you go.
Ooh.
Just pretend you know someone. Just read the note on the front of it. See if there's a program. Pretend to know someone from school or something, an old job, and just fake your way through the wedding, grab a centerpiece, and leave.
Yeah,
Hit the open bar too if they got.
True.
gosh.
absolutely.
Take advantage of that drink ticket.
We had an
Yeah.
open bar at our funeral, or at our funeral.
Careful.
we had a few kegs.
Yeah, same at my first wedding. Yeah.
Well, I know another topic that we want to talk about are celebrity couples. You guys have
Oh
some
wait,
on
should
celebrity
we
couples?
do another sex toy one real quick, Chris, while we're on it?
Oh, I'm always up for a sex. toy.
Sure.
All right, as long as we're on sex toys, a Sacramento soccer team is in trouble for their fundraiser, where it is. Here we go. They're pure romance.
That's what Gwyneth reminds me of. Just some sort of pure romance thing, but for like rich women with too much time on their hands.
But you know how kids go around and sell the chocolates or whatever?
So they
These
were
guys-
selling pure romance.
Yeah, they're selling dildos to like get their
Well,
soccer
edible
jerseys and
underwear.
stuff.
I mean, have you ever been to a pure romance party?
I think
I'm
my-
never invited.
I think we had a party here once.
Someone invite him to a pure romance party.
I'm
Clearly
gonna
he's
have a
looking
pure romance party now. Just
in your
just,
honor.
Just Chris and your wife are coming. Tom, you can come too to try out the edible underwear. But I mean,
Molly can come too.
Yeah.
but it's just, I mean, hey, if it's gonna raise money, I mean, to me, it's almost like when the Girl Scouts last year or whatever started selling in front of dispensaries.
Mhm.
You got to hit your market. If you're gonna make money, you're gonna make
Yeah,
money
it's
that way.
location, right?
Yeah.
Called hustling.
Did they get the money though? Did they raise enough money?
No, they made the kids stop going door to door trying to sell pure romance stuff.
I wonder what their pitches were for the kids. My mommy says you would enjoy this because you're kind of mean. So
You need this. This one's
Yeah.
on me.
yeah.
I've hit a ball into your yard here.
That's kind of funny.
I don't know. I don't think kids should be selling anything sexual. That's just kids and sex. Keep it
Yeah,
separate.
I agree.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm sure there are laws against that.
We sold chocolate bars when I was a kid.
Yeah.
We got the carry the
Fundraisers.
big box of chocolate, and I ate like half of them, and my mom had to pay for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
I
done that.
sold
too.
coffee. I did really well selling coffee. We had like Stone Creek coffee at a fundraiser that we had to sell, and the big bags were like $13, and I did really well doing that.
I imagine though, Theta, when you were little, a lot of white vans pulled up to you and asked you if this was your puppy too. They wanted
And
to
I
Got a
would
know
bunny?
always
You
you
want to
were-
see the bunny?
I'd say, no, I like kitty cats.
I got anything
And I
flavored
don't ride
candy
in
right up
gross vans. I only ride in nice cars. Thank you very much.
No, I'm saying as a kid, you didn't know the difference as a kid. I'll take a ride, okay.
Maybe she had standards as a kid.
No, because I remember as a kid, I only wanted to shop at the expensive stores, and my mom had to explain, we are poor. You can't shop at Bloomingdale's, you're poor. And I'd be like, but you could just buy it now and pay it off later, and now I have credit card debt. And I think those are somehow connected.
Well, just start going door to door selling your lingerie like this kids' soccer team.
I'll just do it with a trench coat on and say, you want to buy this? And they can figure out what I mean from there.
Yeah. Then just give them a bag of kitty litter. Like, here you go.
I don't know if
I
you
didn't
do
say you were going to buy anything on my body. You didn't look at the inside of my trench coat at these fake Rolexes I'm selling. $200. I'm telling your wife.
Don't know if you want to do that as a 14-year-old, but
No, don't do that as a 14-year-old. That would not be good.
so let's go on
I mean,
to
now as a grown up.
But celebrity
the
couples.
moral of the story is I sold a lot of coffee and got to go to the Museum of Science and Industry in Chicago.
Woo! All right.
So celebrity couples, who do we have?
Tom had somebody that he wanted to talk about, Kanye and Pete
Oh
Davidson.
God, good God, Kanye.
What's
Oh
up?
yeah, he's dating
Let's
someone
go.
new.
Let's go,
Kanye
He's
Kanye.
moving across the street from his wife and her new boy toy,
Yeah, Pete Davidson and
Kim Kardashian.
Kim Kardashian.
Kim Kardashian's a
are-
cougar because she's like 41 and Pete Davidson's 27. So, a 14-year age gap between wife and husband.
Oh, same as me and my husband, 14 years.
Wow.
Yeah, my husband's 28, and we don't need. You can do the math.
I got the math. You're 52.
So Tom, guess where I'm coming. Guess where I'm coming in about 45
no.
minutes.
Hey, I got $50. I get to smell your vagina. You said.
Hey, that buys me more alcohol.
That kind of age difference isn't that bad when you're an adult. You know, if he was 18 and you were 32 or whatever, that might be kind of.
No, so when I was 30, he was 16.
Yeah.
Okay, now and my oldest son is 22. So they like to say when my son and my husband were in elementary school together.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah. My
I'm
husband likes to
70.
call himself the victim.
I'm 5 years older than my wife, and I thought that was kind of weird. That's the biggest age gap that I was in was probably 7-year difference. But yeah,
Mine was 7. I dated someone else. My ex was 7 years older than me. I prefer my age or younger, though.
Yeah, I've only done a 4-year age difference. If I didn't know my husband for as long as I did, nope, wouldn't have happened. I knew him.
how long did you guys know each other before you got married?
She
What's
was his
that?
babysitter.
Was this baby?
I missed the question. What?
How long were you two together before you got hitched? I can answer that. Not long.
So nope. So here's a quick story. I've known him for about 5 years. He asked me to come hang out at a bar with him on March 24th last year. He moved in the next day, and then we got married 3 months later.
Whoa.
That's not that bad. My wife and I started dating in November 2000, and we got engaged in April 2001 and married in October 2001. So
Yeah, when you know, you know.
you know. Yeah, 21 years later, we're still together. So
Molly and I are 12 years together, and we're not married.
I am 3 years single.
well, there's nothing wrong with that.
Well, I come with a little bit of college debt, so
a little bit of college debt. My wife didn't. She was pretty much debt free. Her mom paid for all of her college.
Yeah, I came with 4 kids, a mortgage, a car payment, and a whole lot of student debt.
And he said, I am moving.
He's like, let me lock that down. And I said, that's right, you 28-year-old. Don't think about my debt.
Lost my camera here.
I got student loans, but those probably are never being repaid because I went to school for theater, so I feel the government has to justify why I should repay for a theater degree.
Well, because you chose it. That's all right.
Yeah,
I work in a nonprofit, so I'm a social worker. So yeah, no.
No, my college put me in a wrong class after I graduated and doing my doctorate, and I didn't make PACE, so they kicked me off the government loans, and I couldn't finish becoming a doctor.
What were you going to become a doctor in?
Physical
Vagina
therapy.
smells? Vagina candles?
Yeah.
Vagina candles.
OBGYN. It's called an OBGYN.
Oh, you're right. No, what were you going to? Sorry, what was
Physical therapy. I was.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So I'm a student physical therapist forever. I can go back anytime. I'm just poor.
Right. Aren't we
They
all?
won't give me any more loans. So, but anyway, the Kim Kardashian story. We have Kanye has lost his mind. Have you seen him pissing on the Grammys? And
In
Kanye,
fairness,
though,
Kanye lost his mind years ago.
once his mama died, Kanye was gone.
so now he's trying to start a rumor that Pete Davidson has AIDS. He's out there telling everybody.
Yeah, but he does a lot of things. And okay, we do have to take it for granted, and we do have to account for this. He does recognize that he does have, mental health issues. So I don't want to make fun of mental health issues, but in my experience, with my job and things like that, his actions may be best explained as a person with mental illness that may not be seeking treatment. So I think that has to be defined because, again, there's always this huge stigma with mental illness. So for me, when I think of mental illness and people acting and saying irrational things, to me, that is a person that is not continually receiving treatment for his mental health, rather than
help.
But you know what? You've never encountered somebody who surrounds himself with enablers because he has more money than God, and nobody is going to say, dude, think about what you're saying, because they'll get fired or cut off.
And like, in fairness, Kanye's behavior has been messed up for years. I mean, interrupting, I'm going to go way back, but like when he interrupted Taylor Swift, who does that? Like, no, that was so jacked up. Like, he's been doing all this kind of stuff for a very long time. It's not new. It's grown a lot, but he claimed he's like a second coming of Jesus, didn't he?
I mean, he just changed his name
to Ye.
Yeah, to Ye. And then, I mean, running for president and everything. These are all actions of a person that is not seeking treatment for their mental health when they've admitted they have.
Well, see, he's rich and famous, so with him, they just call it eccentric.
It's that, but also too working with mental health population, and especially somebody that is so creative as Kanye is. A lot of people like that do not want to seek treatments or stay on their medications because they feel it takes away from their creativity.
Their true self, yeah.
Yeah. So I think, that has to, when people talk about Kanye, and I am not a fan of Kanye at all. But again, I look at it from a mental health standpoint rather than like who he is as a person.
Yeah, he's clearly got some issues, but like Tom said, he's wealthy. He's very wealthy, so people let him get away with that kind of behavior. Michael Jackson was the same way. Super eccentric dude. Nobody questioned him, or nobody. Nobody.
No, but you find that with a lot of people that have money,
right?
You surround yourself with all the yes people, and you get rid of the no people very quickly.
Well, that's like why if you're poor, you're considered crazy, and then you need to seek mental health. If you're rich, you're eccentric. The eccentric millionaire, Howard Hughes. Like, Howard Hughes had issues, but he was just like written off as, he's eccentric, he's rich. They're not going to say, Howard Hughes, you're batshit crazy.
Yeah.
Well, the people that didn't get very far.
Exactly.
Well, when the dude's about to get kicked out of a hotel and he just decides, well, I'm going to buy the hotel. I don't care what the price is. You're not kicking me out. Like, what do you do?
Yeah.
But then again, you also have some people that do actually try to take their mental health serious, aka Britney. Was it Brian Wilson from the Beach Boys that had ended up in the same position as Britney Spears? And then you get the wrong people in, and instead of actually helping you with your mental health and getting you back to a stable position, they take all control over you. And so there are quite a few people that fall into that realm too, where they get get a guardian put in place and just do more damage than if they just let the mental health go wild.
I think Britney got her conservatorship removed, right?
Yeah.
Yep. She's living life now. She's really enjoying herself. I follow her on Insta.
Yeah, that's good. I felt really bad for her when she came out and tried to get away from that, and they blocked it, and that was a big drama. But I'm glad that she's doing better. She deserves it.
Yeah, but like I said, I mean, you look at Brian Wilson from the Beach Boys of how long it took him to get out of his conservatorship as well. And I don't quote me, it's Brian. I want to say it's Brian Wilson, but I know it was one of the guys from the Beach Boys, and he had a conservatorship.
Brian Wilson died at an early age, didn't he? I think.
Yeah, like I said, it was one of the Beach Boys that did the recording with
Manson.
Yep,
Manson.
Yeah,
I think that was Brian Wilson then. Because it was like the youngest Beach Boy, and I'm pretty sure that is Brian Wilson.
Yeah.
I know very little about the Beach Boys, so don't quote me on this, but I want to say for my name Manson.
Yep, it was Brian Wilson. He was put under a conservatorship.
International success and first nervous breakdowns. Apparently, Brian Wilson has had more than one nervous breakdown.
Correct. Yeah. But yeah, his conservator was a psychiatrist, and just completely took advantage of him. And from what I've read and things like that, stole basically all of his money. And again, there's been so many people that have fallen under that conservatorship, and that's just what happens if things aren't really looked at, and they don't keep the person under a conservatorship, if they don't keep that person present and actually listen to that person.
So no one can do anything with Kanye till he basically commits a crime, right?
Unless they deem him incompetent, like they did with Britney. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, but who would do it? Like, because wasn't his mom his last relative?
It doesn't have to be a relative. It just like I said with Brian Wilson, it was a psychiatrist that took conservatorship. So typically when that happens, APS, so Adult Protective Services, they can step in and they can assist the people, whoever it is, to help take them to court to see if that person is deemed incapable of self-care. So usually Adult Protective Services have to get involved.
So Kanye has done things illegal. He's hit people, mistreated people, but he just pays them off. So any legal troubles that he gets in, he just buys his way out of.
Yeah. I mean, it really starts happening, as you could see with Britney. From what I remember, it was a lot of 5150 holds, into the mental health system quite often. And then that's really easy to get into courts and say, yeah, she's incapable of taking care of herself.
Also, like, her age would have played a part. She was a young woman, and being in the public eye, like, I can't imagine that. And you're in your mid-20s, you do stupid stuff. We've all been there, but like when you're in the public eye and every little thing you do is scrutinized, including appearance, because this would have been mid to late 2000s, so it's not like it is now. So, like, the littlest thing that someone says is wrong with her body, if she doesn't have, like, rock hard abs, or if they're like, oh, she's a little pudgy, they're going to do it. So, like, I would never shave my head, but I understand. Like, I've snapped enough to do things where I'm like, I get it now. Sometimes you just need to do something and you don't care about consequences.
I was reading a little bit about that when she shaved her head. Apparently, she was smoking a lot of pot back then, and she shaved her head because she didn't want to get a drug test, like a hair follicle test.
Oh,
she shaved her head.
Oh, that's right, because she had her kids too, and I think at the time, like, they were threatening to take her kids from her.
Yep.
And like one thing I will say, she loves those boys.
Yeah.
You can't take someone's kids over pot. New law.
No.
2007 though.
Yeah.
It was 15 years ago. It's like way different than it is now.
Yeah, it moved quick. It actually did move pretty fast with the weed. We're still bunk here in Wisconsin, but
yeah, Wisconsin is way behind the times.
We're a purple state.
Yeah.
Unless they can figure out how it would bring in a lot of money, which.
Well, I think that's why they closely monitor Illinois and what they do.
It's the tavern leagues of Wisconsin don't want people giving up their alcohol, and we got a really strong tavern league here. So when people find out that,
I'm not giving up my alcohol.
There you go.
They're afraid people would. I mean, I can vouch for you, Rhea, that you're not giving up alcohol. I think I would be murdered if I tried to grab a bottle from you.
Too much. I mean, even my husband started going to Waukesha to buy our alcohol because it's a little bit cheaper. And they have, some of the brands that we like where it's harder to find here. But my liquor store that's right up like a couple steps from me, from my house, I stopped going there because my husband just brings it home. And when my son goes in there, they're like, "Where's your mom? We miss your mom. Why isn't she here buying her alcohol?" Because I found it cheaper. That's why.
Yeah. Ma didn't make it through the pandemic. Sorry.
Do we have any other celebrity couples?
Well, we're still talking about Kim and Pete.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you okay? So what more do we have about Kanye?
I like Pete Davidson.
I do. See, okay, I thought Pete Davidson was hot when he first came on SNL, but I have a very specific type. I like your tall, really skinny, looks like he needs sleep, very weird guys. So I thought he was hot.
Okay.
Pete Davidson is the exact same as Kanye West. He has so many mental health issues.
He does, but he talks about them a lot on SNL. He does.
I talk a lot about my drinking, but it doesn't mean I'm getting help for it either.
He claims he has gotten a lot of help for it though, because he is bipolar. He's admitted.
You want to know why I don't believe that? So I learned this in one of my trauma trainings. Tattoos and piercings are another way to self-harm that's accepted in a public way. So even though he's getting them removed, if you looked at how many tattoos he had, that was his way of self-harming his mental health. And now it's like, well, my body's filled up because it hurts 10 times more to get a tattoo removed than it is to get it. So it's like, still didn't kill the pain. Now I'm going to get them all removed to fill it even more.
I have an appointment tomorrow for more ink myself. Now you got me feeling.
Do you know what you're getting?
I do, yeah.
What are you getting?
Oh, it's gonna be a surprise. I've got a few.
Dude, last time you creeped me out with your last tattoo. You surprised me.
I did?
Like, hey, big boy, I got a swallow on my hand. I'm gay and ready to play.
That's not what I said.
Now we know what Tom's like at bars.
That's what you said to the tattoo artist. I want a tattoo that says I'm gay and ready to play. He's like, swallow on the hand? I'll take it.
That's not what
now I'm looking at this angle like, oh, I need a swallow on my hand.
Just want to give you this one right here.
How many tattoos do you have, Chris?
Got 6 or 7 right now.
Tom, do you have tattoos?
Yeah.
How many do you have?
Here, and then like all of this.
Okay.
So,
I'm trying to figure out who's the most damaged person here.
I put everything that can be covered by.
I only started getting tattoos like 5 years ago because I didn't want to get them when I was like a kid because I had a feeling I would regret it because I was young and stupid and still developing, or else all of my arms, most of my legs would be tattooed. So I have very few. I did get a lot of piercings though, but I like piercings because if you want to remove them, you can. I only removed one because they're so rejecting.
Okay, I have 18. I think I have 18, and I have one scheduled for March.
Oh wow!
I've got you all beat because I bet you all have 2 nipples each, don't you?
I have 9 tattoos.
I've got 1 nipple.
Oh,
that's right. Yes, you do.
Oh yeah.
Are you going to get it pierced?
My 1 nipple. I was actually thinking about it. Yeah, I was.
It should. Do it.
It hurts. It hurts.
My daughter just got her nose pierced, and she got a hoop in her nose. And I was thinking maybe I should get my nipple pierced.
Dude, I did it. Don't do it.
I waited until I was 40 and got my nose pierced, and I don't know why I waited so long. I was always scared of piercings.
Yeah, she loves it.
They're not bad because it's like a quick pain.
Yeah.
I will say my nose sucked, but
I didn't feel nothing. I mean, after 18 tattoos, you don't feel nothing with a nose piercing.
Yeah, she didn't even flinch when she got it done. She's got her ears pierced, and she got an industrial and all weird ear piercing. So, but yeah, she wanted that. That was her 16th birthday present.
Nice.
There's no just Take it from me, don't get your nipple pierced.
Don't get the nipple pierced.
Yeah, but I always heard like the first one is the worst.
Yeah.
Or the first
Well,
one
he's
is
only
okay,
got
the
one.
second one. I know, but then the second one's the worst. So he only has
All his
one.
nipple nerves are concentrated into his one nipple that's left.
I breastfed.
It hurts,
I know.
and then you get it caught in a loofah, you get nipple boogers, and then it'll fall out, and you try to put it back in, and then it heals over in like an hour. So mine's gone.
Try breastfeeding with a baby with teeth.
Ooh, why'd your baby have teeth?
Because babies grow teeth?
Oh. Chomping down?
Yes, they chomp down.
Some women do like that, though.
Yeah.
I know that from experience.
I have no feelings in mine anymore, so by the way, I don't care.
I wish my wife was like that. Her nipples are still sensitive from the last kid that she had. 14,
Really?
13 years
They
ago.
never came. They
Yeah.
never.
Everyone back to normal. I'm like, is it back to normal yet? No. I think she's just fucking with me now.
Yeah. Tell her to get them pierced.
I should. Yeah, she should. She's got a lot of piercings in her
Tell her
ears.
I said it doesn't hurt or nothing.
Doesn't hurt. I'll tell her that.
Can we all go with her when she gets it done?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
party.
Just support her. Go, 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 go.
What about Molly? Does Molly have any piercings down there? Does she have
No.
any piercings? No,
Nothing.
nothing. Did
That
she have
was one of my creepier bus stories when I was a kid. I was a teenager, and like I used to have lip rings in my nose, and I had this guy like, "Do you have any piercings below the neck?" And I'm like, "No," and he was like in his fucking 40s. And then he's like, "Do you have any piercings below the belt?" And I'm like, "No." And then I
That's
just got
also
up
below
and
the
left. And he like came as he was leaving. He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry if that was inappropriate. I didn't mean to like creep you out or anything." And I'm like, "You just asked me a very personal question." Also, I want to point out he already asked below the neck. Why ask below the belt? It's all the same area.
It's all
Yeah,
below.
super specific. He was
You
just-
want to hear something really weird?
Yeah.
I do not like my partner having tattoos or piercings. But my celebrity crush, well, one of my celebrity crushes is Travis Barker.
Oh wow, yeah, and he's like tattooed everywhere.
Yeah, there's another guy. He does adult films. His name is Owen Gray. Again, I'm like, oh yeah, all tatted up and pierced. But yeah, nope, I don't like my partner having tattoos or piercings.
Okay. Does your husband have anything?
Nope.
No.
And that
Virgin
is
skin. Virgin skin.
I think maybe that's it. You just pinpointed it. I like them clean and pure looking.
Innocent.
yeah. They got to be
Yeah.
able to be
You can
buried in
ruin
a
them.
Jewish cemetery.
That's right.
Yeah, I know a Jew that got some tattoos, and I thought, man, he's not going to be buried in a Jewish cemetery now.
I wonder if it's the same person we know, Chris.
It is. It
Yeah,
is.
I'm like thinking. Oh man, I want to just say, I want to guess a tattoo, but is it a tattoo a 20-year-old girl would get?
Maybe. You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh, yes, we know.
Yep. Yeah.
And I thought, man,
If it looks like something a 20-year-old e-girl would have, it's the same person we're all thinking of.
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that. I mean,
Hey, if that makes you happy,
do
and
you,
that's
yeah.
how you get out your internal grief and trauma, have at it.
you guys made fun of me for my tattoo at one of the Twisted Dreams because I've got a yin yang tattoo on my left.
I have a
arm.
yin yang tattoo
And you
though.
guys were like, 1995 called and they want their tattoo back.
I have a yin yang
That sounds like
tattoo,
something
Chris.
I would have said, and I apologize.
Yeah, that's her.
I made a coworker feel bad because we were trying to get her to get bangs, and she has this like long hair, and her hair is really thin. And we were joking and saying like, "Oh yeah, we're just gonna like bug you until you get it." And I just went, "Hey, by the way, 1970 called. He wants its straight, stringy hair back." And I didn't even think anything of it. I thought I was being funny, and it got silent. And I felt so bad because I did not realize she was self-conscious about her hair. And
Oh.
I expect if you're
I
so
will-
confident about something, you will tell me.
I'll take my 1996 yin yang fish tattoo any day.
I got mine in '97. I got it to impress a girl. I was well, I don't know if I was.
I was
dating.
a child then, and I used to love drawing yin yangs on myself. And when we had like face painters in school, I would get a yin yang face paint.
Well, mine are Japanese fighting fish yin yangs. Ooh,
Nice. Yeah, I'm getting.
Did you also like Sugar Ray?
no,
I like Sugar Ray back in the '90s.
no, I didn't.
No, I'm getting tattoos to cover up scars from my surgery. I'm gonna get my daughter's names over my heart where I had. I had
Aw.
anybody watching. I had a mastectomy. I had breast cancer, and I had a mastectomy. And I've never shown this scar, but you guys want to see what it looks like when a man gets his.
Absolutely, because other men probably have it. Show it off, Chris.
Yeah.
I got nothing down there.
Oh,
Big old
damn.
scar. So
Just say you were in a knife fight. Sheila brought a knife, and she was like,
all the scars that I have, I'm covered in scars in my torso from all my surgeries. I had a port over here. I'm going to get a tattoo covering up the port scar here. I got sick of looking at scars all the time, so I'm going to get something.
But that's not I mean, it is internal trauma, but you know what? You went through a lot, Chris, and so yeah, put those tattoos there. You
Yeah, and I
know?
was thinking, you guys were looking for guys for the Glamour Junkies, and I thought, I didn't want to perform in anything like that, but why not? Let's do it.
Absolutely. We love everybody shape and
Yeah,
size.
I've
and
been
everybody is
working.
different.
I've been working on grouping a male counterpart to us called Glamour Hunkies, because I used to jokingly call everyone's like
Some-
partner or friend or any guy that really helped us out a Glamour Hunky. So they were like our little male entourage.
Ooh.
And
I
then
could
I
be a
decided,
Glamour
like, I would talk to a lot of guys who would like say, "You're really good at helping women get confident." And I would hear a lot of guys say, like, "But men don't really get that." And I would always think, like, well, I could help some of my guy friends with it, so maybe I could do this in like a male version of it. So I've been trying to group that, but then COVID happened.
That would
that's
be a
nice.
great idea.
Yeah.
Instantly, that brought something to mind, and I want to bring it up on screen here.
Oh, I was just bringing up a story for you too, Chris, so you don't feel bad about your nipple. I got a story here.
You have
If it
a
ever wants to
story
shift.
about a nipple?
Yeah, this guy.
Do you actually have, like,
Oh, it's not adding it
are you
to
like
the
Harry
show.
Styles and you have 3 nipples?
Oh, there we go. Nope.
Oh, Chippendale audition. Okay.
Is this the
Oh, it's
SNL skit?
Chris Farley.
It's the SNL skit. I thought
Oh,
so.
yes.
When you said Glamour Hunkies, it's exactly what I thought of.
Okay.
Actually, one of the guys that works with us, whose name now might be Butt Reynolds, but our friend AJ, he wants to recreate this. But we haven't figured out who would be Farley yet, because he's like really skinny.
I would be Farley. I would totally do this in a heartbeat.
Oh, that would be awesome.
We just need like a really like muscular guy to play Swayze.
Tom, you want to be
Trying
a
to
Glamour?
think. Who do
I'm
I
gonna
know
need
that has like
about a good 6 months before I get back to my muscular P90X body.
Is P90X still
all
a
right,
thing?
so we can plan to
works for
launch
me.
this in July, and you'll
There you
both be
go.
ready. You're going to
Yeah.
have abs.
Yeah, I can paint some on. I'm the biggest I've ever been in my entire life right now. The pandemic, I was down to like 180 pounds, and I swear I'm 240 now.
I was
We did
180.
everyone differently. I am like one of the opposites of it, just because I had a goal of before kind of being forced by an ex being told I was like too big, and I was like 142 and I'm 5'5". So looking back, I really wasn't, but I had it in my head I needed to lose weight, and then I slowly lost it where now I'm back to like 130. Just because I had all this free time, and I'm like, you know what? I need to get out of the house. I need to like move and walk, and
Yeah.
hopefully.
No, I did
do
my
something.
taxes last night, and I grossed $1,000 last year in construction. Woo-hoo! I've been doing nothing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I haven't. I've kind of just stabilized, but I don't really focus on my weight because I got big boobs, and as long as my husband likes my boobs and his face, then I don't care about anything else.
There you go.
Doesn't bother me. I mean, I've had 4 kids, and it is what it is.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm not gonna. I have a weight limit. Like, oh, if I get to this, I got to do something. But I don't actively try to like lose weight, just as long as I maintain. But I have such a weird eating habit, and then I also have EDS, so Ehlers-Danlos. So I can only do certain things when I exercise, because otherwise my joints are just ripping all out of place.
I did that. I joined a volleyball team in the fall. I was back to playing volleyball. In the second week, I broke my ankle and I was out for the year. So on top of everything, I couldn't even walk around.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I hit a certain limit for my weight, and that's when I decided to get the gastric bypass surgery, which I had just over a year ago now, and I've lost 200 pounds in that year. Usually the average that people lose in a year is 100 pounds, and I took it as a challenge. Like,
Yeah.
told my doctor I'm gonna.
So how did your perception then, Chris? How did your perception about your body change?
I didn't do it to look better. I just did it to be healthier. I gained a lot of weight when I had cancer. Ironically, you think you get cancer, you're going to have chemotherapy. Oh, I'm going to go on the chemo diet. I'm going to lose a bunch of weight. I'm going to be skin and bones by the time it's all over. Well, that's not the case for everybody, because some people are put on heavy dose of steroids with their chemotherapy, and I was on a heavy dose of steroids. So I gained a lot of weight when I was on chemo. I didn't lose weight. I gained it. And it was just too hard to take off after everything was said and done. The older we get, the harder it is to lose weight. Like it is really a chore to lose weight when you're pushing 50.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it didn't really change my perception at all. Like I'm not out to impress anybody. I'm not out to look.
Well, no, it's not about that impression thing, but like I know, especially like after, like I said, I've had 4 kids. Yeah. So before I had kids, I was 85 pounds. And then when I first had my first one, I went from 85 pounds to 152. And then I went back down to like maybe 100, 110. So you know what I mean? Like just seeing how far your body changes. And I know gastric bypass, it can happen quick.
Yeah.
And so I was just curious, like if you just had like that amazement of how fast your body can change.
Oh, yeah.
Or, just things like that. Not really to impress anybody, but just noticing all the different changes you have in your body.
Yeah. So in 2005, I weighed about 180 pounds, and I was solid muscle. I was actively competing in martial arts tournaments, jiu-jitsu tournaments. I was really competitive in the martial arts scene. 180 pounds, solid muscle, and then I got injured. I hurt my back. I threw my back out, broke my back. I have 3 herniated discs. I couldn't do anything for a year. So all I did, I just sat and I ate, and I put on, I was up to like 380. That was my highest. That's when I said, I need to do something about this. After the cancer was said and done, yeah, I was pushing 380. So I needed to do it. I want to be around for my grandkids. I don't have grandkids yet, but I want to be around to have grandkids.
It's great, Chris. Let me tell you.
Yeah, I'm surprised. My son he's going to be 28 this year. He's stupid. So I thought,
oh, good thing I'm married now, because I like 28-year-olds.
Yeah. No, you wouldn't like him. But I'm surprised. I'm happy, and I'm still sad that he hasn't had any kids. But he's not that material.
Yeah,
I can say, being in that generation, a lot of us don't want kids for one reason or another. A, kids are expensive. B, kind of going on what Ray was talking about, I work hard. I used to be heavier, and I lost weight, and I want to maintain that weight. And I would adopt a kid. But other than that, like the thought of giving birth,
Yeah.
I feel like I'd have to be financially stable enough to do it too. And like my generation, it just feels like it's not a good idea. If I had more money or was like with someone who had money, I would just rather adopt. There's so many kids out there too, and they need homes. So why bring more into the row when I can just like help someone else get a home?
Yeah.
I also really like cats.
We have 6 cats.
I only have 2
now.
Yeah.
You got more?
Mhm.
No, we've
I thought you had like 2 or 3.
I thought you had 4.
We did. Well, we got the 2 sisters. We were only getting 1 sister, but they were bonded to each other, and we had to get both of them so they didn't miss each other.
Aw.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Your wife took all the weight you lost and replaced it in cats.
And cats, yeah. I told her what you told me about. Your cats just want to eat you.
Yeah.
And then, like, that night, one of our cats, one of our younger cats, the kittens, started biting her face. She's just tenderizing you.
Testing it.
Testing
The
it.
only reason cats
Yeah.
don't eat you is because they figure they can't beat you in a fight.
Yep, you're bigger than them.
Yep. They
No,
size
it's
you up
because
and
they
say,
want
"Hey."
you to serve them. You are their servant. Why eat you? You can bring them their food.
So cats
all
are
you are.
essentially dominatrixes or doms. So
Yeah,
masters.
but in a very
whichever.
cute, cuddly package.
I'm a cute cuddly package too. Not really.
I will be right back. I've got a.
You're like a knife.
A pretty
I
one
mean,
though.
if you want to cuddle with a knife, sure.
Yeah.
I have birds. Parrots.
They'll peck your eyes out.
No.
Yeah, I'm afraid of birds. It's weird. I'm
Me
afraid of a
too.
lot of animals, which people don't understand. Like, I have a huge fear of fish. Like, little fish, I'm afraid of. I'm afraid of mice and rodents. Like,
Yeah.
I was told that at someone's house who lives near me, he made a comment about, like, his cat if they saw a mouse. And I'm like, you have mice? And he's like, everyone has mice in the winter. And I'm like, they do? This is why I like apartments, apparently, because if I saw a teeny tiny mouse, I'd be like on top of something, not willing to set my feet on it.
Got our 4th one today. Fourth one since winter started. But we just keep
still,
setting traps, and every once in a while.
I haven't seen any this year. Last year was really, really bad for some reason.
I didn't even know you had mice at your house. So I've never seen
I've lived here for 8 years, and I only last year was the first time I've seen like a couple of mice. And my daughter's loser boyfriend works for pest control, so I made him come over that night and do whatever he needed to do to take care of them, because I don't like them either. Usually I'll have them in the garage because it's just normal to have them in the garage.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, in the house, yeah, last year was the first year I've ever seen one.
I grew up near the river, so there would be field mice. And then, I mean, I've had cats. So the first was when I was 13, and my cat at the time, Salem, I was asleep, and he was like apparently staring intently at our heater. And my mom was just kind of like, okay, what are you doing? And then she was in the bathroom, and then she heard Salem make a noise. And then when she opened the door, saw him licking something. And it was this like furry little body with pink in front. And she looked closer and thought, like, is that a mouse? So she like took it and threw it in the garbage, woke me up. And I mean, like, I was like 13 at the time, so I did not want to get woken up at 6:30. And she asked, like, did I buy him this toy? And I'm like, no, why would I? And she explained it, and then yeah, we learned there were mice. There was also once a mouse when I was like 17 in my closet, because my other cat was really trying to get in there. And then finally I let him in, and later the next day or that night I opened the door and I saw the outline of it right in the middle of my floor. And I thought, like, that's definitely not a toy, because I don't have any cat toys that are perfectly outlined. And my mom came, got it out. And yeah, our neighbor who had all these cats was like a cat expert. He lived in this big house. He said that sometimes mice will have heart attacks if they see cats, but only really stupid mice go into a house where there are cats, because they're normally smart enough to know to stay away. So it's either a very young mouse or just a very stupid mouse.
Tom, you don't have any cats. You need to get a cat.
No, I just need kitty litter to sprinkle around my house.
I'm going to get you a cat, Tom. I'm just going to
I
drop
have
it
birds.
off.
I don't think that's
I
a good
don't
idea.
care. Nope, they want a cat. So what do you want, a female or a male cat? It doesn't matter. I'm just going to pick one up off the street and I'll bring it to your house.
We have guinea pigs and hamsters here too. They get along just fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like their videos literally of like a cat going up to get a mouse or a rat, and it'll just like attack the cat. It just like hops
Yeah.
all of a sudden really high, and
He's allergic.
that's also another reason
Yeah, you
I'm
guys
afraid
saw
of
me-
mice and
There's
rats. 'Cause
Allegra.
they will
Taking
bite
my
you.
allergy medicine.
Oh, you got your Flonase there. You're fine. Just wear a mask in the house. I'm allergic to cats too, so but I
was
have a
allergic.
cat.
I'm sensitive.
I'm
So
allergic
am
to
I.
dogs.
Are you? Do you want a tissue? Are you going to cry?
No, I'm just sensitive to the cat dander.
So
There's
am
no way
I. I break out in hives. My eyes swell shut.
Yeah, because I have
Everything.
That
cats,
doesn't
so
sound
she
like
has
a fun
trouble being
life.
at my
I don't
place
need
too
that.
long.
No, but then you take some allergy meds. You drink some whiskey. You're fine.
I'm all right.
Because I'm allergic to dogs, and she has a shit ton of dogs.
I have 2 dogs.
That's
You
a
used to
shit
have
ton.
a shit ton. You had 4 at one point.
I
I
did have
thought.
4. Yeah.
Yeah,
Then I sold
and
2
you
of
had
them on
3
the
in
black
the summer.
market.
You had 3 in the summer.
Yeah, well then, I sold them on the black market. I had to pay my mortgage.
Well, the final topic that we're going to talk about this week, kind of a public service announcement too, is unsolicited dick pics that guys send to girls. I think you guys might have opinions on
Girls
this.
or women or both?
Women.
Yeah.
Well,
Under or over age.
I'll touch on that a little later, but right now let's talk about women.
Okay.
I don't think
I
it's
will
that
say
often.
this. 'Cause,
I'm
like,
Mom, you don't think
How
it's
often?
not that often?
I don't think so.
Not that
Guys
often?
are self-conscious about
Peter,
their
what
dicks,
about you?
right?
No, they are not. Let me tell you,
I don't
these
send
itty
them.
bitty boys, they are so proud of what they got. And I'm like, my pinky nail is bigger than what you're sending me. Why are you sending me this?
Tom, have you ever sent a dick pic to anybody?
I would say out of all the dick pics
Yes.
and girlfriends I've had, I've sent more dick pics to my guy friends
Why?
because I learned Photoshop and I was making some awesome dick pics.
My dog is whining and crying in the background because he only has a little jelly bean. And so I think he's jealous that he can't send pics.
Like I took a picture of my dick and I put it on Photoshop and it looked like this. It was a picture of an eagle grabbing fish out of the lake, but like having trouble getting it. So I Photoshopped the fish out of there and put my dick there. And I had to send it to everybody. It was so awesome.
Did you send it to your mother?
My mother's seen my dick enough, right?
I'm sure not as an adult erect male. No,
I wasn't erect.
First of all,
was,
okay, yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Was it an erect penis or
no,
not?
It was not.
Okay, so definitely nobody wanted to see that, Tom. I'm sorry.
But that's what the eagle grabbed. It's not my fault.
How many friends do you still have after sending that?
I get them back. My buddies and I used to play stupid games like
I have learned this. So here's what
What bathroom am I in? And it would be what bar? And then
so
they'd send a picture of your junk.
With your penis in the background. Is that what I'm getting?
Well, you'd send it the close up of the penis, but you'd get the background in so they could be like, okay, where is he?
Tom, can I share a story with you guys?
Yeah.
This is how I've learned how boys and girls are so much different. That does relate to dick pics. My 2 oldest are 22 and 20. And I remember one summer we had a pool. So they're 2 years apart. My son's off in the yard playing with his boyfriends, and my daughter's playing in the pool with her friends, and they were probably 8 and 10. So my daughter, they're playing with dolls or whatever little girls do at 8 years old in the pool. And then I look over at my son and his friends, and they're taking different items around the yard or the garage to hit themselves with, or the best was taking clothespins and putting it on their nipples to see how long each boy could tolerate this, or punching each other in the junk to see how hard they could punch before they fell over. And I realized at that moment how different girls and boys are. And this is why we have problems with unsolicited dick pics. Boys just want everybody to know I have this thing between my legs. It doesn't matter if it's big or small or gross looking or fantastic looking. They really just want to share it with everybody. Girls,
I
on the
have
other
a
hand,
theory.
are I want to share all of my goods as long as you give me money. That's kind
I
of my
have a
theory.
I have a theory about the whole like dick pic thing. Whereas like because I once made a joke and I'm like, how would you like it if I just suddenly sent you a naked picture of me? And my guy friends were like, that would be like the best day. And I'm like, that would be so inappropriate. So my theory is these guys aren't smart enough to realize they don't want like what they want, we don't want. So they think, oh, it's flattering because if she were to send me a picture of her boobs, that'd be like the best day. So I'm going to send her this picture. And they don't realize, like, no, we don't want to see that. Also, I'm just going, yeah, like to me, the nude female body from an art perspective is a very beautiful thing. Male, it's debatable. So they don't really realize that as much. So that's just like how I see it as. Because
go ahead, Theta. Sorry.
Like I've dealt with, and I've become very, very bitchy because like being from a performer's perspective, I've had to be nice because you don't want to like drive away people that'll give you money at a show. But also, I don't want to be harassed, bothered, asked out, hit on. Like if I want a guy to hit on me, I will hit on him. That's just how I work. I like I'm the aggressive one normally. So I've just dealt with a lot of guys that you'll talk for a little bit and then all of a sudden, bam, it's like, I need to show you this now. Not even asking for it.
But here's my stance. I disagree, Molly, that no one wants it. I want every single dick pic, and here is why. First of all, I want to see it because men just don't know how to take pictures correctly to make it even look appealing. But I also want your face in the picture, okay? Because what I have done in the past, when you send me these pictures, I go to your Instagram, I will go to your Facebook, I will find your mother, your brother, your sister, your granny, and I will send them these pictures. Ooh. And I will tell them, is this how you raised your son? Because this is not appropriate. If you want to show me your penis, I'd rather see it in person so I can laugh at it or give you a good time depending on the picture in real life, rather than this crappy picture that you're sending me on the phone that you can't get a good angle or even know how to manscape it to look appealing.
Did you ever get one?
One of my weirdest. Oh, sorry.
Oh, wait. What, Chris?
Did you ever get one that you're just impressed with, like the girth of a soup can? Just like
absolutely.
Maybe.
And I married it.
That was a good answer. All right.
One of the weirdest things that ever happened to me was like, as women, we will get very weird dudes who will just like message you sex ? And keep messaging that to you because for some reason they think you're going to say, oh yes, please, I never get asked this. I am so flattered. This is a dream come true. I was out to dinner with my ex and this guy would not leave me alone. And then he video called me. So my ex was like this bigger dude. So I just handed him the phone and said, you answer it. And he did. And he said the guy was like, you could see him doing this movement. And all of a sudden he expects to see me and sees a man, a very angry looking man. And the guy's eyes just got wide and he hung up right away. Oof. And it's like, I was trying to get him to stop and dude would not stop. So I've dealt with a lot of different things. Now I just kind of don't respond, and that doesn't matter because I had this really weird dude not too long ago who kept sending me like stuff that made no sense, that he was doing all these drugs or was on a boat somewhere or just needed someone to talk to, and I finally blocked him. It didn't get inappropriate. It was just really strange. So now I'm just, if you message me like, yo, hi, hey, I'm not responding to that. I will respond if you form it in like a conversation and have a point. But other than that, I do not trust because a lot of times that yo, hi, hey will lead to something inappropriate and I don't want to see that.
And it's just so quick to happen. And so one of the other fun games I like to do when I get an unsolicited pick is I want to see how far they will go. Oh, so have some fun. Let me see.
Your butthole.
Yeah. I see you have a remote next to you. How far can you put that somewhere? Send me a pic.
Ooh.
Let me tell you what, they do it.
So there's an internet lolcow by the name of Cyrax. His real name is Chance Wilkins. He's a serial dick pic sender to both of age women and underage women, as young as 14. He lives in Ohio. That's Chance right there. That's Cyrax.
That's really him.
That's really him. Yeah, that's his mugshot.
Well, it looks like he has a disability.
We're not sure what disability he has. There's something there, but if you Google Cyrax, Psyraxx, masturbating, there's videos and pictures and everything. Cyrax has a bed bug infestation in his home in Ohio, and his penis is completely bitten, just bit to hell with bed bugs.
What?
The tip is like a red bulb. It's like a red light bulb. It's so inflamed and pus filled. It's there's pictures out there if you want to really look.
I don't want to see that.
I believe you. I'm just imagining.
Rhea, you have to. You said you wanted them all. This is part of all.
You're not a rabbit hole. And there's also Chance. Also, you talked about buttholes. Chance also posts pictures of his butthole on the internet.
Does he have an OnlyFans out of curiosity, or is he doing this?
No,
for free?
he's not smart enough. It doesn't look like he has the intelligence for an OnlyFans. He's doing it for thrills.
He's doing it for thrills. He's doing it. He's sending these to young girls and anybody with an internet connection. Rio will be right back. But there's video of him also putting a stylus up his butt, like an Apple Pencil kind of stylus, not a small pencil. But he's sticking it in his butt, and then there's other videos of him licking it like he's a $2 whore. It's really bizarre. It is a rabbit hole that you can go down. I want to do an episode on lolcows one of these weeks. Tom and I were talking about that, like Chris Chan, Gothic King Cobra, JFS, Cyrax. These are the type of people that would have been institutionalized 50 years ago, but now that we have done away with that, they are in society.
Free to roam the streets and the internet.
Yeah. You're welcome, Molly. Thank you for the nightmares. You Google it. Chance Wilkins. I'm not doxing him. His name, he put his own name out there, but Chance Wilkins in Akron, Ohio. Google that. Look it up. And
that's crazy. So
are you looking it up?
No, he's free though. Like he's not locked up or anything like that.
No, there are some YouTube channels that are trying to get him in legal trouble for all the things.
I mean, if he's sending these to underage girls, though, that's a crime.
It is, but again, it's women, so a lot of times crimes like this are not taken as serious.
Ugh.
I mean, look at the gentleman. Kind of a little off topic. The gentleman that left his child in his car, in Georgia a few years back.
Mm-hmm.
So he actually had an affair. He was overage. He had an affair with a girl that was underage. That was fine because of whatever the legal consent was in Georgia. But what got him extra charges is because the girl sent him a nude picture. And that was illegal.
Careful, Chris.
There was a Kiwi Farms thread dedicated to.
Oh Lord, that is what he really looks like.
Yeah,
I thought that was just a really bad mugshot.
No, he looks
like he's inbred.
That's scary.
Oh God, that was demonic.
He is wearing lipstick. Yeah, Cyrax.
It's like Buffalo Bill.
Oh
Lord.
Oh yeah, there's. I'm not going to click that.
This
But,
is some dark web stuff.
Chris has a guilty pleasure.
this is a rabbit hole you can go down. Yeah, that's his scalp.
I don't think I want that
I've
rabbit
seen
hole.
enough. That video was more horrifying than when I
They have
watched
a whole
Suicide
family
House.
history.
So Cyrex lives with his grandmother who adopted him. She's 70.
Oh, like, are we
Um,
sure he's not the new Jeffrey Dahmer?
Yeah, so his dad went to jail for raping a 14-year-old girl. He kidnapped her off a bike path and raped her in Canada, and he's been in jail for 20 years. I think he's out now, but
Wow.
his mom was mentally retarded who drank when she was pregnant, so he's got fetal alcohol syndrome.
Oh,
Yeah, you can tell.
Okay.
Yeah, you can tell from the facial features on that. Then yes,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
his mom passed away because she was cooking something on a stove and the house burned down, and his mom died. His brother had AIDS and died of AIDS, and it's a rabbit
So
hole.
yeah, there's definitely a lot of family trauma.
Yeah,
So
for
they
sure.
have police reports. It looked like.
Yeah, supposedly there was over 40 police reports at his residence just last year alone. He's
Oh my
always calling the
God.
police for something or another.
Oy.
Yeah, it's crazy. I want to do an episode of. Oh, he considers himself a musician, but he has no idea how to play. He just steals other people's music.
so like Charles Manson.
He
This
considers
is seriously some weird dark web stuff.
Yeah.
This is like if you were to click on a link in like 4chan or Reddit, and then it took you to a server that you have to download,
It's almost
and then
like
your computer has a virus, and you can't get rid of the virus. That's him.
it's almost like that. Was it on Netflix? Don't F with cats. It's almost like that.
Yeah. Oh, that's exactly what these guys do. This is exactly what
Yeah.
people on I just sent this website to you guys if you guys want to check it out. Feel free. But yeah, there's dedicated communities to exposing these lolcows. Like Chris Chan has his own community, King Cobra JFS has his own community, Cyrex his own community. It's
What are they called? Lolcows?
lolcows, LOLCOS, lolcows.
Ah, does that stand for something other than laugh out loud?
Just laugh out loud, just goofy people that do stupid things on the internet.
Mm.
But we're going to do an episode on them one day soon. I want to find some more lolcows. There's armies of lolcows. Kiwi Farms is like the repository for everything weird on the internet. All the weirdos get their own page on
I'm sure my ex-husband's on that.
He could be, because there's a lot of people on Kiwi Farms.
Yeah.
And Cyrex is one of the weirdest. Yeah,
It
there's
just seems like some weird stuff you go through on Reddit and then just dig too deep on Reddit.
yeah. Kiwi Farms is like Reddit for weird people. And
Oh,
there's-
I would
Wait,
have to.
Reddit isn't Reddit for weird people? Because Reddit can get really weird.
Mhm.
Reddit can.
This is next level weird.
It is, yeah.
So this is
I
like-
think I need to drink more and
So
check
wait,
that
is this
out.
like 4chan then? Like
Yeah,
when 4chan and 8chan
4chan.
were around, is that like that? Except probably not as like,
Not quite that extreme, but it's up there.
so like between Reddit and like the chans.
This is between that, yeah. King Cobra JFS, Josh Saunders is another one that I went deep. I went hard into this rabbit hole.
He looks like a neck beard.
He considers himself a goth, so Theta might appreciate that. He considers himself goth, but he's not goth.
No, he's not.
He's emo than anything. But
See, that's so weird to me. Like, I don't remember when I lived in Illinois, and that it seems so much more prevalent up here in Wisconsin of like, what are you? Are you emo? Are you goth? And I remember having this conversation with Theta. I'm like, I don't know. I'm just who I am. I like what I like. I'm a little bit of everything.
I mean, I feel that was more a mid 2000s thing when these different scenes kind of like panned out. Because I've been in like groups where I'm like, I'm goth. I consider myself goth, but I like emo music. Well, then you're not really a goth because you don't listen to our music. And then same with like emos, where it's like, no, you have to be like part of being emo and have that outlook, or you're not really emo. But it's like, I just really like certain bands. I always, because I grew up in the mid 2000s emo scene, so I always just liked that music more than anything.
Tom is emo, actually. He's dressing down today. But
Yeah. See, your hair just isn't flippy enough. I need a good hair flip, Tom.
need a good
I have an appointment. It's not supposed to be this long.
And you're not really emo because it needs to hang into your eyes so you don't
I
have
have
to
a
see
cowlick
the
that
sorrow you
this
live
is
with.
the only hair. This is how it goes. There is no fixing it.
All right. Well, on that note, I think it's time for us to wrap the show up. Tom's got Taco Bell that he's going to want to eat. Thank you guys for coming out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Glamour Junkies.
For sure. Tune in next
Check
week.
them out.
We'll have more. Yeah. Check out the Glamour Junkies on Facebook. See what they're up to. They got some shows coming up, hopefully pretty soon. I don't know. We didn't get to that with
It's a work in progress.
Yeah, we have a project coming up, but we haven't announced it yet. That's separate.
I kind of mentioned the podcast right at the beginning before you logged on.
Yep.
Oh,
we'll be sure to post that when you guys get that up and going. We'll post that.
Absolutely.
So, all right. Thank you guys. We'll see you guys next week.